morning, Joe. Good morning, Philadelphia. Did y'all know that over 500,000 toilets flushed 15 minutes after the halftime show at the Super Bowl in New York City? Like 500,000 toilets flushed like at the same time.
That's a lot of toilets.
Yeah. So that means that like it was like the number was like 761,000 people flushed 15 minutes after the Bad Bunny performance.
Do you think everyone is watching the performance and then they've been holding it for a while?
Normally, because at the half, I thought that was funny, right? Because at the half, people usually go to the bathroom, do what they have to do to take care of your personal business.
Sure.
But because of Bad Bunny, they waited. They waited to go to the bathroom.
Or they spent 15 minutes on the John.
Or one or the other.
Well, it depends maybe it depends on what you're eating that first half, what's going on there, how much you're drinking in that first half.
I thought it was pretty significant. And I think the numbers are still coming in, but that was the most watched halftime show of all of them.
I thought you were talking about the toilets. The numbers are still coming in.
Oh, yeah. No, the numbers
still count.
No.
The ratings are still coming in for the flushes in New York City.
All that buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, it happens. All right, 215-592-9494. Well, we'll let the numbers come in today, and we'll see if the numbers come in this offseason for Jalen Hurts as far as his contract goes here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, Hugh Douglas, as we enter the Eagles offseason, really the NFL offseason with the Super Bowl in the books, the Eagles have a decision to make. In my mind, they don't really have one to make, but they have one to make, especially if the player and his agent ask for it. So as we sit here right now, entering the 2026 season and the new league year, which starts in a few weeks, Jalen Hurts has one more year of guaranteed money left on his deal. Just one. So we're at a kind of a pivot point now with Jalen Hurts in his contract. And this could play out a couple ways, right? The Eagles could just play it out and let it play out, and then they'll figure it out after the 2026 season. Or they could get ahead of this, and if they're truly committed without question to Jalen Hurts, they could just give him a new contract right now. And I heard the morning show discussing. I heard Elliot. We'll talk about some of what he said earlier in the morning. But this one is very simple for me. There is no way in the world I would give Jalen Hurts a contract extension this offseason. None. I mean, there's just no way that I would pay him more money right now and give him an extension, because as I look at it right now, Hugh, the Eagles have an opportunity to let him prove it this year in a new system. New system, new offensive staff, let him go out there and prove it. And you know what? If he has a bounce back year and he's great and he goes back to being one of the 10 best quarterbacks in football, which I don't think he was this year, then all right, and he's healthy, then pay him. Pay him, and he's the future of the franchise, just the way everyone kind of assumed he was when the Super Bowl ended last year. So I'm not writing off his future at this point, but I'm also not locking myself into his future. Not after the year he just had. So new system, number one, make him prove it. That's my first thing on this. Number two, at a lot of his career, most of his career, he was viewed as a dual threat quarterback. I'm not sure he is anymore. And I need to figure out, number one, is he still a dual threat? I mean, he's gone from over 50 yards rushing per game to 26 per game this past year. If he's a dual threat, I need to see it again. And if he's not, I need to see him get better in the passing game. Otherwise, he's just a mediocre quarterback. So that is a big question I have before I pay him any more money. They also have kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card. If he continues to decline and they don't pay him this offseason, they can just get out of it next year and move on without any further cap damage. So to me, it all points to do not pay him this offseason. And just based on last year, I can't in good conscience pay a guy that was 30th in success rate, 21st in completion percentage, 20th in yards per attempt, 22nd in QBR. He just wasn't good last year, guys. I mean, it's just the bottom line. It's hard for me to pay a quarterback that wasn't good last season. And my last thing on this is I have a simple rule. If I talked or I thought about benching you the last season, I can't pay you in the offseason. And I did think that. We did talk about it. I can't do it. Hugh Douglas, where do you come down? It's decision week here on WIP. If you're the Eagles, would you give Jalen Hurts a contract extension this offseason?
Boy, Joe, you took in a lot of air. You made
I had to make the point, man.
No, I'm just saying you made a strong point.
A windbag?
No, I'm just saying it was just a lot. Just taking in a lot.
I take that from callers, not from Hugh Douglas.
It was like you said it with a lot of bravado.
Well, because there's let me.
Like
you want bravado?
It'd
be organization malpractice to pay Jalen Hurts right now.
Like you had a plan. What's the plan B, Joe? What's the plan B? I'm gonna answer that. Answer me that first.
Plan
What's the plan B?
Is to not pay him.
And then what?
And then
if he takes his ball and go home,
where's he going to go? Where's he going to go?
He can sit at the crib and chill.
He's going to hold out.
He might. He might feel disrespected. See, there's a lot at play. There's a lot at play here. Now, I understand your premise, and the timing would be not great for me as if I'm the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. But the bottom line is this. And if he has a good agent, they're going to ask for more money in offseason.
I agree with you. They probably will.
If I was handling this situation, I would try to slow. I'm not going to tell him no. I hear what you're saying, and I'm with you to a certain extent. But I'm not going to draw that hard line that you just drew on. No, because you know all that bravado. You run the risk of making him upset.
Oh no!
You run the risk of making him upset.
No! We're paying you $51 million. You're so upset.
No, wait a minute.
Oh no!
The reality of the situation is this: Did he play his best season last year? No, he didn't. But at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts gives you the best chance of getting back to the Super Bowl, hands down. And with that being said, if he wants more money, I'm going to try to drag this out as long as I possibly can. I would tell his agent something to the effect, well, hey, we got the draft coming up. We got some decisions we have to make. We would love to have this conversation. But let's table this for like the middle of the season. Or let's operate in good faith, because we did that. We've done that before. Let's operate in good faith. Give me some time.
So basically, you're doing the same thing I'm doing. You're just doing it.
But let's be honest, because I would tell him, let's be honest. It ain't like Jalen did. Like, we believe in Jalen. I'm gonna start with that. Like, we believe in Jalen. But if we're being honest with ourselves, he didn't have the best season last year.
No way. Of course not.
Now, I know that Jalen can get back to that championship form that he once showed just a year ago. So with that being said, we could talk about this, but I would like, if we do anything, I would like it to be closer to the season, if not in season.
So basically, you're just slow playing your no. Meanwhile, I'm in a no.
Yeah, it's like you're paying your credit card. You know what I mean?
I don't want to pay interest.
You make that major purchase. Sometimes you gotta slow pay that bill.
Or you just pay it at once and you get it over with and you're done. No, this is a complete no for me. I mean, in fact, I think it would be a ridiculous decision by Howie Rosewood to pay Jalen Hurts right now. There's uncertainty about his physical stature moving forward. There's uncertainty about how he'll play in this new system. And I look at it, and I have a real strong feeling he's in decline. So I need to see him prove me wrong on that. And if he proves me wrong and he has 3, 4, 5 more years left of good football, then I'm happy to talk about this next offseason after I see him in the new system, all that kind of stuff. But to pay him right now, before you even know he could play great in this new system, it would be malpractice.
See, this is the problem.
What's the problem?
Sam Darnold about to get paid. Mm-hmm. He's about to get paid again.
Well, maybe you're right.
And if I'm Jalen, I mean, I'm not counting anybody else's money, but his agent's job is to make sure that he's considered one of the elite quarterbacks in the league, which he's played. He's earned that, regardless of how you feel about him as a player this year. He's earned that. Let's just call it what it is. He's earned that. So he's going to go in and say, hey, Sam Darnold making more money than me. And they're going to say, oh, okay, well, he just won a Super Bowl. Well, so what? So I would try to slow. I wouldn't tell him no. I would not tell him no, but I would try to slow play.
So that could happen. And if that happens, obviously that adds an element to this. Right now, actually, Sam Darnold makes about $18 million a year less than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's about to jump him. Because doesn't Brock Purdy make more than Jalen?
They're about the same. About 50 or so million a year, 51, whatever.
Yeah, he need to get paid.
Yeah, he does not need to get paid. He's coming off a tough year. I mean, he didn't.
No, I mean
he didn't play well.
I'm not saying. I'm saying as his agent. If I'm his agent, he needs to.
But here, I'm thinking about this from the Eagles' perspective. Jalen Hurts could want money. His agent could ask. That's their right as an athlete and as an agent. And I mean, his agent, she should look out for him. I'm looking out for the Eagles. I think it would be a disaster to pay Jalen Hurts this offseason off the year he just had. Let's see if he bounces back, and if he doesn't, they can move on after next season. 215-592-9494. There's also the specter of the system, right? It's a new system. We don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to play well. Maybe he will excel in this. Yeah. Maybe he won't. So
that's why I would try to slow play it.
Well, yeah. See, you're just you're half knowing him. I'm full knowing him. No,
you can't full know him.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
That's Howie's job. Well, I can. I'm not an agent. I'm just a guy on the radio.
I mean, you can always change that. Right? Like saying a hard no now doesn't necessarily mean at the end of the season you have to stay.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's why I'm saying like right now, say, hey, let's revisit this during the regular season.
Well, you could do that.
Yeah, the Eagles don't typically extend players during the
They've gotten
season.
away from that. Yeah, they used to.
Yeah, that used to be the case.
Yeah,
it used to be like way back in the day. But yeah, to your point. But I would try to slow play it.
Yeah, but then when is it an okay time to open up the conversation? He has a big week 1 now. he has a bad week too? No. Like that to me that's the slippery slope. Let's hear Greg Cosell talking about the new system and how Jalen's going to play in it.
Do you think that he can thrive in this Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur type of system?
You know, it's funny. I wouldn't have thought so necessarily based on the way in which he plays, what his strengths are and his limitations are. But they obviously believe he can, or they wouldn't have done what they did. Now, I think it'll be a work in progress. I think it'll take some time. What they probably hope is that Jalen is open to it. We know sometimes he can be stubborn. That's his personality. But they wouldn't have done this if they didn't believe that he could thrive in it. Because they're not hiring people because they think Jalen Hurts can't play in it. So, it might take some time. It's a brand new offense. The terminology is different. The methodology is different. The way it's taught is different. But he's a veteran quarterback. He's had success in the league. They believe he can do it. Let's wait and see.
Well, I think one thing that Greg said there's interesting is believe and think are different than know, right? So you could believe and think he will, but none of us know yet. And I don't think the Eagles know yet how Jalen will play in the new system. He could play excellent. He could struggle. And I need to know before I pay the guy to play in that system for years to come. There was also this, and this is in my mind as we talk about Jalen, his future. Jeff McLane last week on his podcast talking about the changes, and it's time to get on board or get out.
Evolve you used it, and Nick Sirianni used it, and a lot of it has to do with the quarterback, a lot of it. And, they're basically signaling to not only Jeff Stoutland and the coaches, and we've now seen it, with Mahaffey coming in, that Jason Michaels will be out as tight end coach. It looks like Scott Loeffler, quarterback's coach, will be out. I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Moorhead, the wide receivers coach, doesn't come back either. But it's like, hey, get on board, or we're moving along, and that's not just the coaches, but that's going to be Jalen Hurts, and that's going to be a lot of the other players as well.
I find that it would be harder to do, Hugh, if they pay him. Like, if you're implementing a new system and it's get on board or we're moving on, well, if you pay the guy before he even takes the first practice in the new system, well, you can't really move on then.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of the timing is tough for everybody.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I'm his agent, I'm asking for some more money. I mean, I gives a damn about what the Eagles have going on. My job is to take care of my client. That was the line that I would take. But with that being said, there are ways you can work around this. You could operate in good faith and tell them we'll revisit this, or right now is not the time. We're trying to implement this new offense. And if you're trusting what the Eagles are saying, and I'm pretty sure Howie's a good negotiator, and they've built a rapport throughout the season. And plus, you don't want to burn those bridges. So I think that there will be some conversation had about it. It might be tabled. But I don't think you should shut it down.
Yeah, I would completely shut it down right away. There's just no way I'm paying him after the year he just had. 215-592-9494. Also, I have to pay the defensive players. We have a whole defense about to get paid in the next year or two. I'm not giving any more money to the quarterback that makes $51 million the way it is.
It's not an MP. That's the way most teams. We just said it. Sam Darnold about to get paid more money.
I don't know if that's true.
I think it is, and I think that. Yeah, we're recklessly speculating. I give you that. We're recklessly speculating, but...
Well, I would say this. If the Seahawks are smart, they wouldn't pay Darnold a dime more. The reason they're so good is they are only paying him $33 million instead of $60 million. To me, it's an advantage they have. Why? If I'm them, I don't want to lose that advantage before I have to lose that advantage.
Because it's the optics of everything. It's you pay him because of what he's done for you. Same way you paid Saquon last year.
I hated that.
But that's what you do, because when you do stuff like that, Joe, it makes going to Philadelphia more attractive, because guys see that and they're like, "Oh, okay, they take care of their people."
I think that's how teams lose. The Eagles made a mistake paying Saquon again. They made a mistake.
It's a balancing act. Right, no question about that.
I agree with that.
It's a balancing act, Joe, but you have to do that, because here's the thing. Just like Seattle, for instance. Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. He's making probably, $20, $30 million a year?
33, yeah.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. His salary should go up. Now, I'm not saying that they should give him a ton of bread, but you do that in good faith, because now when you do that and other players see that, they take care of the players in Seattle just the same way they do here. I get it, exactly what you're saying. The year that Jalen had, the situation that we're in, we shouldn't be paying anybody because nobody performed to that level. But we don't go anywhere without Jalen. we don't go anywhere without
unless
Jalen.
he's not. I mean,
and we don't have a plan B. What's the plan B?
Right, but I don't know. Right, if you ask me right now, am I sure Jalen Hurts is the Eagles quarterback in 2 years? I am not.
Okay, well,
so
are you sure
him.
that he isn't though? That's the dilemma.
No, but he's I'm with you. I'm not sure he isn't, but he's under contract. I don't have to make these decisions today.
You don't. That's why I'm slow playing.
I know
That's why
you are.
I'm trying to kick the can down the road.
I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to shut it down because
No.
you remember that? Remember when? Remember Jay Cutler? Remember when he was in Denver?
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact story, but I think they tried to get another quarterback or something happened. And Jay Cutler got wind of it before the deal was done. The deal fell through.
Yeah.
And the relationship was done at that point, and he was not coming back.
The Broncos were better for it.
Same, but you got rid of him. Matt Ryan, same thing in Atlanta.
Well,
when he got wind of them trying to get Deshaun Watson, I should say, he was like, we got to go. I'm out.
How about how Jalen got his job here?
What do you mean?
He was the other guy.
He was the head.
They had
He
a quarterback.
But
he was the head.
Okay, I'm asking you. Who is a feasible plan B for Jalen's not being here?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we draft a quarterback this.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. If you draft a quarterback, you're not winning the Super Bowl. We're not talking about.
I don't know. That's necessarily true.
We don't know that.
If they draft a quarterback, they're not winning a Super Bowl.
If we draft a quarterback and he's the starter,
No,
this year.
Not starter.
not the
Jalen's
start.
the starter this year.
Yeah,
No,
Jalen was
see,
drafted in the second round and had to wait a year.
We're under the premise that Jalen, like I'm operating under the premise. I'm sorry, you're right. I'm operating under the premise that we told Jalen no, and he's not happy.
What is he going to do about it?
And he sits out.
He's going to sit out.
I'm just saying.
No, but when's the last time a player sat out for a season?
I'm being hypothetical.
Okay.
I'm being hypothetical in this situation. What's the plan B? Or if Jalen's not happy?
Oh, you draft a QB.
Okay, you're not going to the Super Bowl. I'll say it again. With the backup quarterback.
Right, you're saying with a backup QB and Jalen's not playing.
Yes.
You're not probably not.
Okay, that's the point that I'm making.
But hold on. What are they going to the Super Bowl anyway this year?
Jalen
they look like they're a team in transition.
Does Jalen give you the better chance of going to the Super Bowl when he's on the field?
Right now, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't have a plan B.
To me, it's a big leap that he wouldn't play.
Yeah.
No, I mean it is. Yeah. But everything that we're doing right now is hypothetical.
Also, like if he sits out, I mean we're what we call SOL. Like I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
In terms of winning the Super Bowl this season, so that's spilt milk.
But
he doesn't get a dime if he sits out.
But the point that I'm making is that you don't want to make him upset, so that becomes an option.
I hear you, but the team is more important than his happiness. Yeah. Like they already paid him. Like he's not making peanuts. He's making $51 million a season. There's no Kyle. What would you do?
I think it's bad business to pay somebody as a thank you. Like you always when you're doing these contract
but you already set the precedent.
Well, you're right, but I think that's a bad precedent to set. And I think that we saw the downside of it. Saquon fell off this season,
and that's why. Because of everything that you just said, you gave Saquon a thank you. You gave him a thank you check.
That doesn't mean just because I made a mistake once doesn't mean I have to go make it again.
But if I see that as a player, and I see what some people are, I mean, because Jalen's not going to be the bad guy in this situation. It's going to be his agent. So her job is to make sure she does everything she possibly can for her client. She gives a damn about the Eagles.
That's wonderful for her, but I'm operating from an Eagles fan perspective. I give a damn about what helps Jalen Hurts be financially secure over
But that's a conversation you have to have. You can't shut that. You can't shut that conversation completely down.
I have to do what's best for the team, and this following the messaging, reading the tea leaves, as you like to say and do. Get on board or get out. They are. First of all, this is a transition year for not just Jalen, Nick Sirianni too. Everything underneath these two guys is shifting, like seismically. And if they're not on board, this could be. We could have a new head coach next season.
Yes.
Which, by the way, that's now two head coaches you have in here that did not pick Jalen Hurts as their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.